Number 15 says if the angle between two vectors P and Q is 0, the vector are said to be what? If the angle between two vectors is 0, the vectors are said to be what? A, perpendicular, B, parallel, C, intersect at an angle 60 degrees, D, intersect at 45. The answer that is likely to be correct is what? The parallel. Don't forget that if two of them must be equal for them to work, because they must be following the same direction. So let's say this P, this Q. So for them to be parallel means that they are going in the same direction. And for you to go in the same direction, the angle between two vectors must be 0. If you are going in opposite direction, the angle is what? Anti-parallel, which is they must what? Move in opposite direction. That's 180 degrees. Number 16 says what? The component of what? Vector x along the direction of vector y is 0 when dash. This component of what? Of vector s along vector y is 0. Along vector y is 0. Is 0 when s is at an angle of 45 degrees to the y. B, when x and y are opposite direction to each other. C, when x and y are parallel to each other. Yes. C say when s is perpendicular to y. No. The answer to that question is C. So C is the correct answer. That is 2006, question 14. Number 17 says what? The resultant of what? Of two what? Forces. The resultant of two forces. Number 17. Forces 12 Newton and 5 Newton is 13. 12 Newton and what? And 5 Newton. 12 Newton and 5 Newton is 13. Yes, they told us like that. Now say what? What is the angle between the two forces? Now, for us to calculate the angle between the two forces, now let's say this is what? We don't know. Let's say this angle is theta. Now, let's do something here. Now, we are going to use this formula. We use this formula. This, let's say F1 is F2. So, F1 squared plus F2 squared minus 2F1 F2 cos what? 180 minus theta. This is the formula we're going to use. We use parallelogram law. You sound to know the angle. This angle is this what? So, that is this formula for parallelogram. Now watch my introduction to analysis of what? Vectors. Now what I would have now, this is resultant 13 square equal to 5 square plus what? No, this 12 square plus 5 square minus 2 times 12 times 5 cos what? 180 minus theta. What do we have? This one will give us 13. This give us what? 169 equal to 144 plus 25 minus what? This one will give us what? 24. 24 times 5 should be equal to 120 cos what? 180 minus theta. So what do we do? This one will give us what? 169 equal to 169 minus 120 cos what? 180 minus theta. Let's collect like them. Let this one go here. Let's one do. I would have what? 120 cos 180 minus theta. Let's take this one here, cross the cosine. Come plus. Yes, one go there. 169 minus 169. What do we have? 0. So to 120 cos what? 180 minus theta. So divide both side by what? 120. So we are going to have it as what? 0. So cos 180 minus theta equal to 0. So in that case now, what do we do? We take what? 180 minus theta equals to take cos inverse. Cos inverse of 0 is 90. Please take note of that. So 180 minus theta equal to 90. So what do we get now? So the angle between the three of them now will not be equal to what? Theta. Let's take this theta out, then bring it to 180 minus 90 degrees will give us 90 degrees. So the angle between there will be 90 degrees. So the answer to that question is what? C, 90 degrees. A is 0, B is 45, C 90, D 180. Number 18 says an aircraft attempt to fly due north at what? Aircraft. Number 18, an aircraft attempt to fly due north at what? What is what? 100 what? Kilometer per hour. And a wind blows against it from the east to west. From the east to west, like this. East to west, like this. So what is the wind that blows from east to west? For 60 kilometer per hour. Okay. Yes, the resultant velocity is dash. So we want to find the resultant. The resultant will be what? This is west. West, this is north. So the wind that blows is what? From east to west, like this. So this is the direction and this is the resultant. So this is 100 kilometer per hour. Now, having done that, we close it. So here will be equal to this place is 100 kilometer per hour. So how do we find the resultant? This resultant. How do we find it? The resultant will now be equal to what? R square equal to 100 square plus what? Plus 60 square. Because Pythagoras theorem is 90 degrees now. So we are going to have what? R square equal to what? 1000 plus what? 40 plus C square is 3600. So what do we have now? We want to have it as what? 13600 equal to R square. This is what? 10,000 plus what? 3,600. We have 13,600. So we're going to have R equal to square root of what? 13600. So what do we have now? 20 becomes what? 10 when you come out from square root. Root 36. Root 36. What is root 36? Root 121 is 11. So if root 121 is 11, 11 plus, then 136 minus 121 will give us 15. 15. Then 15, what? Because you have to subtract 136 from what? 121 will give us what? 115. Then 11, this 11 you have got to multiply by 2, you have 22. So how many what? 22 can go in 15? 0, because it's bigger. 22 is bigger than they add 0 to it. How many 22 can go? 6. 6 times 22 is about 12. Then carry 1, 12, 132, which is what? 6. 132 removed from 150 is what? 18. 18 add 0 to it. We are going to have what? We are going to have 181. How many 22 can go in what? 7. So about what? Let me put it 0.67 approximately. That's what I would have. So if you add it together, I would have 11.67. So which is about what? 11.7. Approximately 11.7. So that is 11.7. What do we have? Our answer is 117 kilometer without calculator per hour. So that is the velocity. Resultant velocity. That is resultant velocity. You can call it VR. So that is the final answer. So the resultant velocity now is that. Now let's see the answer to that one is what? Option what? Option A, which is what? But what about the direction? The direction is what? Tan inverse of what? Of what? 100 divided by what? 60. So what will be that? This one will cancel this. So if we, without wasting much time, we are going to have what? 40 divided by 1, we have 6. Again 6, that is about 1.67. Now if you check very well, it's very closer to what? 60, because 60 and 60 is what? 1.7. So that will be giving us 53 point something, which is about 57 point something, which is about what? If you find it out, you see that you would have 1.6 to give us what? If what 1.73 give us 60, you can just multiply. If you do that, you're going to be having what? 1.67 times what 60 degree divide by what 1.732. So that will give us 57, like I was saying, 58, approximately let's say 59, something like that. So at the end of the day, you'll be having 59 approximately, 58 point something, 59. So in that case now, what we have gotten now without using tan inverse, because in your calculator you might not have tan, so tan inverse of 1.67 is about what 59 approximately. So this 59, yeah, here is what 31. So make it 90 degrees. So it depends on which one you want to use. So the direction can be what? Not 31 degree what? West, or west 59 degree what? West, north rather. So any of them. So Australia is 117 kilometer per hour north, 31 degree, now 31 degree east, wrong. 127 kilometer per hour north, 31 degree east, no. 117 kilometer per hour north, 31 degree west, yes. Not 31 degree. So that means what? 117 kilometer per hour of any of this or this be our answer. So that one is correct. It's correct. So the answer is C for that question. So you cannot be north, 31 degree west, 127 kilometer per hour. That is option D. Cannot be that one. Now, number 19 says what? We have two vectors. Number 19. Number 19, let's be fast with it. Number 19 is talking about two vectors. Now, say the diagram below shows two vectors at right angle to each other. Look at it. One is 6 Newton, the other one is 8 Newton. As shown below, at right angle to each other. The value of the resultant vector is that. Very simple. To find the resultant R, just what? Complete it and say R square equal to 6 square plus 8 square. It's very simple. It's R equal to what? What? 36 plus what? 64 all square root. And that will give us what? Root 100, which is equal to 10 Newton. So the answer to that question is what? 10 Newton. So option A is 12 Newton, B 13.0 Newton, C 14.0 Newton, D 10.0 Newton. So answer is D. They said number 20 said the resultant of two forces is 50. If the forces are perpendicular to each other and one makes an angle of 30 degrees to the resultant, find the magnitude. For you to find this, and two vectors, let's say what? The resultant of two vectors, let's say the resultant of these two vectors is 50 Newton. Let's call this one F1 and F2. If the forces are perpendicular, yes, to each other, and one of them makes an angle of 30 degrees with the resultant, so this part 30 degrees with the resultant, find the magnitude. So to find the magnitude, just to resolve it along the word in favor to the word angle by closing it. So the magnitude of that will now be what? 50 cos 30, which is along F2. So this is the magnitude. We resolve in line with what? The angle given to you. Incline to that axis. So that will give you what? 50 times what? 3 over 2. That's what I would have it as what? 25 what? Root 3, which is what? Newton. 25 root 3 Newton, which is the same thing as what? 20 root 3 is what? 1 point what? 7 what? 3 2 1, something like that. So if you multiply by what? 25, I would have 43.3 Newton. That is what I want to have. You can try it. You can say you should just confirm it. So you have what? 25 times what? Root 3. So that's what I want to have. So I'm correct. So calculation wise, I'm correct. So that is option A is 100 Newton, B 57.7 Newton, C 43.3 Newton, D 25 Newton. So the answer is what? C. Now let's do the last one. Please, let's solve this question. You solve it by yourself. Say which of the diagram below gives the correct resultant R of 2 what? Vector. Give the resultant R of 2 vector P and Q. This is an assignment I want us to do, and send the answer to the comment section. Just ensure that you try it. Just look at the 4 orientation and see which one is correct. Thank you for watching. God bless you.